We don't want to censor it.
No, as long as we don't curse, we can pretty much say. I mean, they curse on everything. 1. Hi, everyone, and welcome to On the New York Circuit. We have an extra special guest tonight. We have the world-famous Hattie. She has appeared in many of the Dolce & Gabbana ads, has written her own book, Retro Age, and I don't think anything really does justice until you meet her. So everyone, let's just say hi to Hattie. Thank you so much for being on the show.
Oh, it's a pleasure.
When was the first time you had sex, Hattie?
Oh, boy.
Oh, no small talk with this.
No small talk with this. Well, let's say that was my practice session, and I think it makes a lot more sense to talk about the last time I had sex because that's
that was
recent
like
memory.
5 minutes ago.
Oh, my.
Okay, the second to the last
5 minutes hence?
Uh-huh.
No. Actually, until I was in the Dolce & Gabbana ad, this one, where they sat me next to a 22-year-old hunk. And all of a sudden, rather than just being a slut, which worked in my day, I had this freshly baked title, Cougar. And so it's fine with me to be called a cougar because I believe that sexuality at every stage is not only what I want, but it's what a lot of other people want, women and men. And I really feel that no matter what age you are, if you really love sexuality, orgasms, body, sex,
keep talking,
human beings, depth, vibration, I will keep talking. You don't talk through the whole act.
We're going to have to go off camera in a minute.
Sometimes they say you shouldn't talk, don't talk. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. As far back as I can remember, sexuality was like sexuality and dancing. I'm a dancer. So those were the two things. And it had a musicality to it, a vibrancy. It never occurred to me that there are people in this planet who don't love sex. Now, I was a psychoanalyst, so people would come to me for sex therapy. I was a terrible sex therapist. They would say, we have trouble sexually, and I would say, why? And the guy would say, well, I come home from work tired. I say, okay. And the woman says, well, in the morning I have to get up for the kids. I say, okay. How's about set the clock for 4 a.m. right in the middle? Perfect.
Perfect. Yeah.
Perfect.
Nice compromise.
No. So then lately, when I do some sex counseling and I do anti-aging coaching as well, but that's part of it, I'll have a couple in front of me, and I'll actually say, "Listen, it seems as if you people like you. It seems as if you really like me. Why would you want to ruin my evening and tell me you don't have sex?" Don't do that to me. So I think the main thing is for an older woman to be as forthright about sexuality as I am. It's like for some people it's exciting and marvelous, and for other people it's scary. How do you feel about this?
About us or about sex? Because I'm all for everything you're saying. I highly encourage it.
Yeah, that's superb. I did a stand-up comedy routine, older women, younger men, okay? And
I see where you're going with this, and so I'm digging it, Hattie.
And I went out to the audience, and I see all the young girls, and I say, okay, girls, this is like really disgusting to you, I'm sure. We're passing out paper bags. For you, check out your boyfriend.
Nice.
So after that, and I'd say things like, I could charge you for what you're thinking. Then I'd say, girls, this could be you. This is who you can be. And that's what I'm putting out. I'm putting out the message that sexuality, beauty, openness, authenticity, wildness, dancing, singing, all that's what we yearn for. That's an attribute of youth. And I say, youth isn't wasted on the young or on anybody else. And the opposite of old is not young. Chance, the opposite of old is new. How's that?
You're a philosopher on top of it. I like that.
I call those Hattitudes.
Hattitudes.
Those are my Hattitudes.
Oh, is that going to come up in memoirs?
Oh, my memoir. Now, actually, the Hattitudes are in here, in my Retro Age book. It's just come out. 4 Steps to a Younger You. Here it is. That lady on the cover, that's me. And that has me in the glasses that I wear, the goggles that people think I'm like a reincarnation of Amelia Earhart. Fine, works for me.
Well, everyone has, well, those are your special ones.
Talking about glasses, here we are.
Jackie O had hers, and now
Okay.
Hattie.
Just
Let me see.
Hattie. Okay, here we are. Now, I bought these glasses, and I started to wear them, and I felt they were a little over the top. So
are you.
Yeah, right. So it's just a question of, do you have the courage to be over the top? And what great stuff does it do for other people? Well, for some people, they say, oh, well, this is awful. Like, why is she doing this? She's too old, whatever. And other people say, you go, girl. Now, with these glasses, if a person is old and they look at me, they say, oh, what happened to your eye? Oh. And the young people say, cool shades, great. So it shows like a difference in the way people see things. Now, I wore these in the second ad here, in the second Dolce & Gabbana ad. You can hold it up, Chance. There I am behind Claudia Schiffer, looking at her with my glasses. Well, a very famous company called Alain Michelin from France. They copied the glasses, and if you pass their store on Madison Avenue, they have a large photograph, not of me, I'm sorry to say, but of a
the
model.
glasses.
They copied the glasses. Isn't that something?
I'll have to check.
So,
that
yeah.
store is like between 60s and 70s, something like that.
On Madison, it's in the 70s.
Yeah.
And there's also one on between 56th and 57th on Madison. So there's
Okay.
2 shops. Very, very, very beautiful glasses. So part of that is, are you ready to do something that distinguishes who you are, not for the purpose of somebody saying, you're great, Hattie, but for the purpose of saying, wow, I can be like her. I can be old. And I use the word, by the way, Chance, I have no problem with the word old. I mean, I sometimes Google old lovers. They're not around anymore.
They couldn't handle you in bed. That's what happened.
Sweetheart,
Yeah.
whatever.
I know how they met their demise. It wasn't natural causes, that's for sure.
It was a natural act, though. That's not unnatural by any means. Naturally. Anyhow, so knowing how shy you are about these things, I will tell you who